What's up, guys and gals? It's time for another chapter review for Strike It Rich, chapter 34. Now, I would have sworn that this review was already out. I swore I recorded it. I definitely already read the chapter, and so when chapter 35 dropped, I said, yeah, I gotta get to that review soon. And all of a sudden I noticed, wait a minute, where's the 34th thumbnail? Where's the 34th thing? You know what I mean? And none of it was made, so clearly I didn't review it. So we're here today to try to play catch up and review it now. Depending on how short this review is, I might just combine 34 and 35 into one quick video today. Or if not, I'll just produce both of them and send them off, you know. But I think I can do that because unless I have a lot to talk about in 35, which I have yet to read actually, this chapter is pretty straightforward for the most part. And I was at first a little hesitant about the speed at which this was going down, because we start off the chapter, we don't even see Hina's fight. We know Hina's overpowered. We know Hina's crazy overpowered, but we don't even see her fight. We see her finish, and boom, a perfect revolution, and there we go, right? And everyone keeps talking about how, you know, she's so strong, she's something special. You know, Ichika is talking about, like, damn, even she, like, because they keep trying to find, like, of course, because she's the police, you know, the sort of, not underground police woman, but sort of underground police woman, where she's trying to find the scummiest, the dirtiest, the, you know, or those aren't really the right words, but, like, the depraved, the underground, like, in, you know, the dark web and shit like that. She's trying to find, using the police reports and that extra knowledge that isn't available to the public, she's trying to find, you know, the biggest badasses, the most sinister, the most, you know, that kind of idea, right? So, but she's like, yeah, Hina doesn't have a scratch on her, what the hell, blah, blah, blah. And then we see an entire row of these zealots, of these incredible, like these, not incredible, but just these zealots who are just like, Lady Hina, Herald, Lady Hina of the New World, please bring us the light. And I'm thinking, Far Cry called, they want their Herald back, but yeah, it's cult. It's 100% cult style, you know, with these guys. As I've made the many comparisons to Bloody Monday, definitely go check out that series. It had 3 seasons. The first one's the strongest, and it very much follows in this sort of same vein, right? And I brought that up before. It's doing a bit of a Bloody Monday thing, and I like that. I do. Now, this is where, after they talk about it, and Ichika says, yeah, I'll run some background checks on these people. They do seem a little off. Then we get another matchup of 2 brand new characters, Honoka and Natsumi. Now, the kicker here is that at first I was like, okay, we just skipped another Hina fight, yada yada yada, and I mean, it's great to introduce these 2 new characters. They look like they have interesting designs, kind of similar really, where they both sort of have the whole one top idea, you know, the one strand, you know, across the shoulder and that kind of idea. 2 new characters, both looking like they have a bit of a smile on their face. They're ready to go, and I was like, yeah, okay, we can try this. We can see where we go with this, right? And they talk about, okay, so where their stomping grounds are and how they got into the underground. You know, this is a dream matchup apparently for big underground fans and stuff like that. So the thing is, though, is that this is going to be their big event. It's not Hina for a change, or like she was only the penultimate, so we're going to try to keep things fresh, you know, not always end with Hina, which makes a lot of sense. And then, boom, the Platinum Girl herself, Natsumi, takes the stage, and this is where the referee announces the next fighter, Honoka, who, yeah, it's not, and most people don't really recognize. Some people obviously do. They're like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right, or whatever, right? Some people realize that, and Ichika obviously immediately, along with Nozomi, realized that is, who the hell is this woman? That is not Honoka. So it's like, okay, who is this? And we know it as Crazy Bitch. Crazy Bitch Ri, right? Crazy Bitch Ri. So they're all like, oh, what's going on? The crowd's already figuring stuff out. Like, what's going on? And they just realize Hina's just like, oh, well, you know, Ri, you're so silly. You're so random. Oh, my God, you're so random. Kawaii, all that kind of crazy shit. And boom, we have the big stare down. And now they're going to fight. And the cool thing about this is that, as I said, when I thought, okay, we're just speeding through this to get to the main story, these matches don't really matter, they don't seem to, and boom, Rhea decides to enter, pinch hitting, and they're just going to have to allow the match to continue because she's now under a disguise, technically under an alias, an assumed name, and they can't stop the match now. The match is going to go underway, and boom, immediately, however, the other one, who, once again, we just met her, I forget her name, I know I've been saying it, Natsumi, I want to say, she immediately, Platinum Girl, realizes, the fighter who's supposed to be there, realizes it's like, wait a minute, she got one of those hick accents, like, that ain't her, or more like well, that was more of a Brooklyn Joey Wheeler, you know, but, yeah, she's got this accent, and she immediately recognizes that ain't Honoka. Who the hell is this? And, you know, this is where we get the scary panel, the crazy faces panel. It's like, alright, let's see what happens. I'm not all talk or anything. The Stewie Griffin thing coming back again. She's just batshit insane. So, this is where, you know, as soon as she just says, alright, you know, I don't know who you are, but let's get to fighting. And I'm like, I'm going to break that face. And I'm like, yes, please, let's go. We see Honoka in her dressing room completely beating the shit out of, and that was one of the promoter girls had come to get the doctor, you know, our new snake girl sort of idea, our female, our gender bent Dr. Hanafusa, or Hanafusu has shown up, and it's just like, whoa, what the hell happened to her? And she's like beat up, all cut up in multiple places, almost like she was cut with a knife or something like that. Granted, maybe she has a hidden weapon, maybe she'll be like one of those with a pin needle or something like that. We don't know. We don't know what she's done here. But obviously she's been beaten up and stuff. Now, I can see why some people would say that this is very similar, like it's going concurrently with the Omega fights in the real tournament right now. But, once again, if we try to separate these two manga, yes, this is quite similar to the whole Ramon and Sagake and all that stuff, all that crazy crap happening in the dressing room and then left bleeding on the floor, and then it's like, oh my god, and this person showed up to the match, blah blah. It's sort of a similar idea, sort of not, and I can see the parallels there, but in this particular case, we're still starting fresh. These are new characters, and I mean, yes, they were both new characters, but we know that Rhea obviously has something to do with Hina, so it's a lot more significant that this is happening in Star right now, so even though it didn't really go anywhere in Omega, here it might actually lead to something. So, and the doctor immediately recognizes that, okay, she's not dead, but these wounds, she notices something about the wounds. Boom, we go back to the fight, and apparently Rhea dodged somewhat, it seems, but also took a big bludgeoning hit, and her right arm is like all congealed with blood, or took a huge bruise after it didn't seem like she did anything at all. Like, Natsumi smacked her, you know, and then all of a sudden, Rhea's obviously attacked somehow, and that's when she immediately says, oh, wait a minute, she didn't attack me, so what the hell just happened? What the hell's going on? And this is where Rhea and her crazy, I'm all talk, I'm just big smiles, ha ha ha, I'm crazy sadistic. Once again, not exactly a original character. Never really liked these type of characters, but we'll see what they do with her. And she's immediately like, yeah, I will break, you know, once I break this, Hina will be next, and then Hina will have to follow me, and, you know, and it doesn't matter, like, she'll have to do what I say. And this is where Hina's like, oh, Rhea, like, good on you to be random, but you don't really know who you're fighting right now. They could be stronger than me. That's part of the point that I'm enjoying this right now, right? So, that's the premise of that, is like Hina's bringing up the, like, Rhea wants to destroy this, obviously. Rhea doesn't want Hina involved. Rhea wants Hina to go back to what she was doing beforehand with the cult and the, you know, the missiles and the nukes and all the toxic, you know, chemical warfare and whatever else she was doing. But Hina's just having a good time being like, this is a golden opportunity for me to find a fight. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I want to meet my match. I want to meet my maker, in a sense, and have a great time getting there. So, please, let's enjoy this sort of idea. One wants to break it, one wants to enjoy it, So Hina's got a little bit of insight here, as far as we can tell. Depends on, what direction Chapter 35 is going to go in. I really don't think that Ri is going to... I don't think Ri's going to get away scot-free, like where she just beat up one of the opponents and seemingly took no damage and she's got some weird sort of gimmick. I sort of feel, like with most gimmick characters in fighting manga, all the way from Dragon Ball to Kengan, and everything else in between, when it comes to gimmicks, generally the gimmick is like, how did this happen? And then when we actually see their first fight, their first on-screen, page by page, that's when the gimmick is figured out. Doesn't mean Ri's going to lose, but I feel like the gimmick, however she cut up the other fighter, is going to be figured out here. That's just me, though. So, what do you guys think, though? That is my question to all of you. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. Chapter 34 of Star Strike It Rich. I thought it was a pretty good chapter, though it was very similar to the Kengan, Fight 4 in round 1 of the real tournament, and that's going on right now, so it's kind of like not exactly the best timing for it. It still felt like it was on its own legs, in my opinion. So, because the context for why it's happening is totally different. At least in this, as far as we know narratively, it's going to end up slightly different, we hope. So anyways, but that's it for me, guys. That was Chapter 34. Once again, sorry that it was late. And Chapter 35 will either be out later on tonight or early tomorrow. Because obviously, I guess I talked a little bit more about this chapter than I thought I would. So we'll keep this as a regular review, just mark it late, and I'll get to the 35 review right now. So have a good one. Sayonara. Hasta la vista, baby.